Artlist.io. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Artlist.io.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rebel Racing Network and the National Outlaw Racing Association ARCA series. I'm your commentator tonight, Austin Householder, and we are coming to you live from the virtual Auto Club Speedway, a 2-mile oval located in Fontana, California, where these drivers will be competing for 100 laps in the regular season finale of the ARCA series. Weather tonight, it is currently partly cloudy out, 78 degrees out, and the track temperature is a nice cool 83, and it looks like the sun is getting ready to go down, so we are expecting the track temperatures to cool even more, which is going to make this track track very fast this evening. The rules for tonight's event is these drivers will be given 3 sets of tires, 70% fuel, and 1 quick repair to complete the 100 laps. With that 70% fuel, the pit window for fuel is roughly around 28 laps for these drivers. So we are looking at 3 to 4 pit stops for fuel to get this race complete. And a little points update for everyone. Vincent Isabella has locked up the regular season championship, currently sitting in first with 1,598 points. Cody Sanderson is in second with 1,409 points. In third place in points, we have Preston Shepard with 1,386. Sean Merriman sits in fourth place with 1,216 points. And Jonathan Wiley, league owner, is currently in fifth place with 1,149 points. All of those drivers have been locked in to the playoffs. But looking back at the cut line, our cutoff is 12th. We currently have Dave Nall sitting in 11th with 959 points, and Terrell Wheeler sitting in 12th with 860 points, just above that cut line. Terrell Wheeler, he missed a few races earlier on in the season, was determined last week to make his way back into that top 12 to make the playoffs, but he is just barely above that cut line because Bruce Lee Weaver is currently sitting in 13th with 857 points, only 3 points behind Terrell Wheeler, so he needs to beat out Bruce Weaver tonight. And currently sitting in 14th, we have Aaron Yancey of Yancey Motorsports with 848 points, who can also race his way into the playoffs tonight. As practice is winding down, Aaron Yancey looks determined to make his way into the playoff. He's currently sitting with the fifth fastest lap of the night for practice, time of 39.77, only about 0.2 of a second off the leader tonight, Alan Martin. And the drivers are beginning to take the track for their qualifying runs. We are currently looking at the 64 of Thomas Adams, looking for a strong qualifying run tonight. He has been racing about mid-pack throughout the entire season, but has been consistent. He currently sits sixth in points, looking to qualify, or he has locked up a spot in the playoffs in his very first iRacing League season. And I've just been given some information about Thomas Adams. He has teamed up with the 83 of Dave Stinson. They will be working together tonight here at Auto Club Motor Speedway. Thomas Adams has been looking for a teammate, and he has finally found one, looking to take his iRacing career to the next level. We are going to move over to Terrell Wheeler in the 43 car, though. looking for a good qualifying run to hold on to his playoff spot. Once again, he needs to finish in front of Bruce Lee Weaver and Aaron Yancey to lock down that spot. We're going to move over to the 19 of Dakota. Dennis back in action here tonight. A part-time driver here in the ARCA series, rocking the Ooh-Rah Flyovers paint scheme. Looking for a solid qualifying run out of that 19 car. That lap of Dakota Dennis laid down a time good enough to take a top 10 position, currently sitting in 9th. But moving up to the top of the pack, Vincent Isabella has now made his way onto the track for qualifying. He has set the fastest lap, a time of 39.8. 7/100ths of a second faster than Preston Shepard, who currently sits in 2nd. As these drivers finish their qualifying runs, we are going to take you down trackside for our opening ceremonies presented by Ooh-Rah Flyovers. At this time, please stand as you are able, remove your hats, place your hand over your heart, and veterans render a hand salute as the United States Marine Corps Band performs our national anthem. All right, and we are back. A big thank you to Ooh-Rah Flyovers for those opening ceremonies. Some wonderful shots of the F-35 Lightning with the mountains of Fontana, California in the background. Qualifying has been completed. The drivers are now gridding up. We're going to go ahead and run through our starting grid for the night. Starting in first place, we have the 79 of Vincent Isabella taking the pole. To his outside will be Sean Merriman in the 18 car. Starting in second, Bruce Lee Weaver will start in third in the 36 machine, looking for a good finish tonight. He is just below the cut line for the playoffs. In fourth place, we have Preston Shepard in the 52 machine. Dave Stinson will roll off fifth in the 83 car. To his outside in sixth, we have Tanner Witt in the 16. Ben Johnson will start seventh in the 57 car. To his outside will be Alan Martin in eighth, driving the 15 car. Steven Linger will roll off 9th in the 91 machine. Joseph Truskowski will start 10th in the 42 car. In 11th, we have Cody Sanderson in the 5 car. Jonathan Wiley will roll off 12th in the 4 car. Starting 13th will be Ethan Straub in the 13 machine. Dakota Dennis will be rolling off Dakota Dennis will be rolling off 14th in the 19 car. Chris Jones will be starting 15th in the 33 machine. His outside will be Brandon McGraw, starting in 16th in the 00. Rolling off 17th will be the 98 of Aaron Yancey. Already causes some issues with Terrell Wheeler on pit road. Dave Nail will roll off 18th in the 21 car. In 19th, we have Terrell Wheeler in the 43 car. Thomas Adams will roll off 20th in the 64 car. And Scott Leonard will round out our field in 21st, driving the 6 machine. As they enter turns 3 and 4, we are ready to go racing here, folks. Vincent Isabella will lead them to the green flag. The pace car is off. Green flag is in the starter's hands. Green flag is out, and we are racing. Vincent Isabella leading them down into turn 1. Vincent Isabella jumping out to an early lead, but we have Bruce Lee Weaver going to work on Sean Merriman in that 18 car. Is Sean Merriman going to make a move for the lead, getting underneath Vincent Isabella there? As he taps the outside wall, keeps on trucking though. Sean Merriman opening up that lead. And look out, because here comes Joseph Truskowski in that 42 car. Truskowski now up to 3rd after starting in 10th. Looking to get another win under his belt tonight. He is aggressive early here. Seth LaCroix, we are glad to have you in the chat, buddy. Sorry to see that you were not able to make it home for the race tonight. Glad to have you here. But we're going back up to the front. Sean Merriman and Tanner Witt now battling it out for the lead. Tanner Witt in that 16 car. Sean Merriman in the 18. Really trying to work that inside line. We saw the inside line work for the 18 of Sean Merriman to take the lead. Tanner Witt struggling to get it figured out though. But here comes Ben Johnson trying to race for the lead. He dives down low. Ben Johnson now out to the lead. He has not cleared Merriman yet though. Craig Lazenby in the chat rooting for Thomas Adams. Watch the battle for the lead. Here comes Vincent Isabella. Trying to move on up. Caution comes out, though. Looks like Cody Sanderson and Steven Linger involved in this one. We go back, take a look, see what happened here. Looks like it actually started with the 36 of Bruce Lee Weaver. We're going to go back, take another look at that. Bruce Lee Weaver looks like he gets some help from Cody Sanders and gets turned sideways. That checks up the 42 of Joseph Truskowski and Stephen Linger. Also Cody Sanderson getting the worst of that. So multiple cars already wrecked here early on in this one. As pit stops are starting, looks like we have Ben Johnson and Vincent Isabella heading down pit road. Dakota Dennis, Preston Shepard, Jonathan Wiley, Alan Martin, Aaron Yancey, Scott Leonard, and Bruce Lee Weaver all headed down pit road. Once again, everyone having some fuel concerns. Every fuel, or the pit window for fuel is about 28 laps here. They're going to short pit here early on. Some of the cars that stayed out: Sean Merriman, Tanner Witt, Dave Stinson, Ethan Straub, Chris Jones, and Thomas Adams all electing to stay out here. Vincent Isabella going to win the race off pit road. Sean Merriman electing to stay out, hold on to that first place position. Trying to maintain that track position. We still have a couple of cars. Bruce Lee Weaver, Joseph Truskowski, Aaron Yancey, all still on pit road trying to get some damage taken care of before we go back green flag racing. We have now been given the 1-to-go signal from NORA. They are doubling back up. The lights on the pace car are out. One more lap and we are back green flag racing. I'd just like to point out for you Thomas Adams fans, that 64 car of Thomas Adams, not only does he have a new teammate out here in Dave Stinson, he is also rocking a new paint scheme. Both Dave Stinson and Thomas Adams are rocking the Reese's paint schemes tonight. Pace car's going to dive off. We are getting ready to go back green flag racing as Sean Merriman leads them down to the restart zone. Sean Merriman taking back control of that lead quickly here. Dave Stinson able to get underneath Tanner Witt there. Dave trying to go to second place now. Working that low line. You see just how many different lines these drivers can run and still be fast here at Auto Club Speedway. Dave Stinson to second place, but here comes Vincent Isabella after coming off pit road in 7th. He's already worked his way up to 4th. That 79 car, we've seen him pass week in and week out. This week is going to be no exception. He is going to be the one to beat tonight. Vincent Isabella going to work his way low. I'm sorry, that is Tanner Witt going low, trying to get underneath Dave Stinson. That low line not going to work for Tanner Witt. Opened up the door for Vincent Isabella to get back by him. Vincent Isabella now to 3rd. Sean Merriman feeling some pressure from Dave Stinson. Stinson got underneath him, trying to make a move for the lead. Dave trying to work that low line. Dave is there. We're going to see if he can complete the pass here. Now getting a nose out in front of Sean Merriman. Vincent Isabella trying to follow Dave. Vincent Isabella going to cut up to the middle of the track, trying to take it 3 wide here. We got a 3-way battle for the lead, folks. Vincent Isabella gets a nose out in front. Dave Stinson, though, battling back on that low side as they go into the turn. Isabella going to hop in line behind Sean Merriman. And Ben Johnson going very low here. We're 4 wide going into turns 3 and 4. Dave Stinson, though, going to drop back as Vincent Isabella works his way up to 2nd. That was a very aggressive move by the 57 of Ben Johnson to try and get up to the front. Seth LaCroix rooting for fellow veteran racing teammate Chris Jones. Chris Jones currently up to 6th, up 9 spots from where he started tonight. Go back to the lead. Vincent Isabella able to get underneath Sean Merriman. Move up in front of him, but Sean Merriman going to try that crossover move to get back by Vincent Isabella. Sean Merriman takes the lead back over, but here comes Dave Stinson on the low side again. Trying to make a move. He's going to jump back up high, but Vincent Isabella going to go low again to try and get by Sean Merriman. Looks like these guys are playing leapfrog with each other tonight. Here, the top 6 have started to pull away from the rest of the pack. Even with all this 2-3 wide battling going on, sometimes 4 wide. Ben Johnson, though, looking to get aggressive on that low side yet again. Ben's still hungry for his first podium finish of the season. want to see Vincent Isabella try that low side again. He got right on the tail end of Sean Merriman's bumper as they went into the corner. Dives low. Not going to be able to get him here, though. That's going to open up the door for Tanner Witt to draft up to Sean Merriman. Larger tracks like this, that draft does play a significant factor into these races. Sean Merriman using that high side, doing his best to hold everyone off, and it is paying off so far. Take a look further back in the pack and a look at that 43 of Terrell Wheeler, up 10 positions now and sitting in 9th. Once again, Terrell just on the bubble to make the playoffs for this season. He has got to beat Bruce Lee Weaver tonight to hold on to his spot. Bruce Lee Weaver, involved in that first incident, still dealing with some damage, off the pace all the way back in 21st position. As we move further back in the pack, we see Thomas Adams. He restarted up front on that first restart, now dropping back to 17th position. Once again, he has locked up his spot in the playoffs. Just looking for a consistent finish here. Some more battling goes on up front. Sean Merriman still in charge of this one. Vincent Isabella in second. Tanner Witt in third. Ben Johnson in fourth. Dave Stinson rounding out your top five. And I've been saying hopefully Terrell has a better strategy tonight than he did last night. I do agree. Yeah, I figured out what their strategy was last night, that LGR racing team. Yeah, I found it a little bit confusing. It could have worked out if they would have gotten a late caution, but that strategy did come back to bite them in the butt last night. We've got Vincent Isabella once again trying to get underneath Sean Merriman. That low line not working as the laps tick away. Now 21 laps in. Those front runners that stayed out under caution getting ready to enter their pit window here. Once again, the pit window is 28 laps for fuel. Sean Merriman, one of the guys that elected to stay out, he may have to give up the lead here if we continue to stay green. Here comes Dave Stinson racing his way back up to second now on that low line. He's underneath Sean Merriman. Stinson getting a good run there through the corners. Seeing that 6 of Scott Leonard is caught in that front pack. Now 7 cars in this pack, in the lead pack. looking back at the second pack we have Cody Sanders leading the second pack. He is sitting back in 8th, about 3 seconds back from the lead pack. We're now 24 laps into this one. That pit window closing in fast for these guys that stayed out. Vincent Isabella, though, going down low. He's going to take the lead away from Sean Merriman. Vincent Isabella gets it to stick on the low side. Isabella to the lead, your new leader. Sean Merriman going to try and battle right back on the inside. He got a good run there. He may just take it back as they go through the corner. He's got some help from Ben Johnson, or did, as Ben Johnson slides back up. Merriman not able to get it done there. Go back up, look and see. Go back to look and see who has pitted and who has not in this lead pack. Merriman and Stinson have not pitted, as well as Tanner Witt and Chris Jones. They all have a pit stop coming up here soon. Vincent Isabella, Ben Johnson, Scott Leonard, and Cody Sanderson, though, they all pitted on lap 5 underneath that caution. Strategy already playing a factor here tonight. And with only 3 sets of tires, that is going to play a huge factor in the strategy as well. Once again, the drivers have the set of tires that is on the car now, and then 2 additional sets, so they have to use them wisely. Nubbin rooting for Linger in that 91 car. We saw Dave Stinson head to pit road that last time by. He's dropping off, taking fuel. Sean Merriman's still out there trying to keep up with Vincent Isabella. Now we're just talking about the tire strategy. If you have to pit here under a green, it could be very interesting. If you decide to take tires, you could potentially pull, be a little bit faster if you're Sean Merriman and take tires here. As Merriman's going to come down pit road. Ben Johnson and Tanner Witt. They give you some additional speed to compete with the guys like Vincent Isabella and Scott Leonard, who are still on their original sets of tires. Now, that lead pack, that was 7 cars, down to 2. Not much of a draft to help Vincent Isabella and Scott Leonard out. That's going to open up the door for guys like Cody Sanderson to close the gap with Vincent Isabella and Scott Leonard. Once again, we're expecting to see Vincent Isabella, Scott Leonard hitting probably around lap 35 here. Isabella getting ready to put 2 guys on the 42 of Joseph Truskowski and the 15 of Alan Martin a lap down. Once again, they were caught up in the incident earlier on. Both dealing with some heavy front end damage. Those drivers like Sean Merriman and Ben Johnson that had elected to stay out under the caution, they have fallen a lap down to Vincent Isabella as well. We see Ben Johnson going by Cody Sanderson, trying to get up there, back up there to Vincent Isabella and Scott Leonard to get his lap back. Seeing Sean Merriman trying to close that gap with Vincent Isabella. About half a straightaway between these two guys. Sean Merriman looking to get back on the lead lap. It does look like he did take tires and was able to close that gap on Vincent Isabella, as Isabella's going to head down pit road now here on lap 33, as well as Bruce Lee Weaver. Scott Leonard, Cody Sanderson, Jonathan Wiley, Dakota Dennis, Terrell Wheeler, and Brandon McGraw all on pit road now. Preston Shepard to the lead. He stays out in that 52 car. Looks like Preston Shepard going to pit this time by. He drops down to the apron, slowing it down to pit road speed. Sean Merriman has gotten his lap back. He is looking to get out in front of Vincent Isabella. He's going to pass Vincent Isabella as Isabella comes out the pits. Sean Merriman and Ben Johnson getting by that 79 car. But Isabella should have some fresher tires than these two. I would expect to see him catch back up. Samuel Reed out here rooting for Steven Linger as well. Glad to have you here, Samuel. Linger been very quiet here back in that 91 car. Currently sitting back here in 14th. Vincent Isabella has now got back up to speed, currently sitting 1.8 seconds behind the leader of Sean Merriman. Not going to get any drafting help for Vincent Isabella, but he is closing that gap, closing it by 0.3 that last time by. Nubbin and Samuel Reed saying he's going to make an appearance. I tell you what, he had a good run. Steven Linger had a good run last night at Talladega, but I know he is hungry for that win here in the ARCA series. We look at everyone's last lap time. Ben Johnson and Sean Merriman, identical lap times as Johnson tries to get by Sean Merriman for the lead. But Vincent Isabella about 3/10 of a second faster than Ben Johnson and almost a half a second faster than Shaw Merriman that last time by. All right, thank you for that clarification, Samuel. You see Vincent Isabella has caught back up to the leaders. Isabella looking to go low on Shaw Merriman. Isabella with about 5 lap better tires. Bruce Lee Weaver looking to get his lap back here. Sorry, one of his 2 laps back. And look out, because Joseph Truskowski has used a quick repair to get that car back in racing shape. And is making his way up through the pack. Truskowski, the first car a lap down. He is in position to get the lucky dog if we have another caution here. Isabella has gotten by Shaw Merriman and is going to work on Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson trying to hold off Vincent Isabella. Seeing Truskowski being very aggressive, trying to get out in front of those leaders so he can get his lap back. Bruce Lee Weaver needing 2 laps back here. Has to get by these guys as well to get back into this one. Weaver going to try that low line to get by the leaders. Isabella has not been able to make a move on Ben Johnson yet. Ben Johnson in the wall. He comes back, collects Vincent Isabella, Truskowski, and Bruce Lee Weaver. Isabella spins, bringing out our second caution of the night here on lap 42. Go back, take a look, see what happened here. Looks like Vincent Isabella got hooked up with Ben Johnson, and they both, or Ben Johnson goes in the wall, and when he bounces off, he sends Vincent Isabella spinning down into Joseph Truskowski and Bruce Lee Weaver. That is not what those two want to see. Truskowski was in the lucky dog position, but caught up in another incident. Bruce Lee Weaver, 2 laps down, need to get by the leaders and hope for a caution to try and have a chance to get back on the lead lap. You see these guys make their way down pit road. Vincent Isabella, more issues for him. Gotta go back. Well, let's take a look at that entrance to pit road from another angle for Vincent Isabella. And it looks like the 6 of Scott Leonard just came across Vincent Isabella's nose, spinning him out on his entrance to pit road. Tough break for that 79 car. we're seeing Sean Merriman, Aaron Yancey, and Alan Martin have all elected to stay out under this caution. Aaron Yancey and Alan Martin both a lap down. We're hoping to get a lap back, but Sean Merriman dashes their hopes and dreams there by staying out. Alan Martin now going to head down pit road here. As we get ready to go back racing, they are doubled up. The lights on the pace car are out. Sean Merriman will lead them to the green flag. He's got Tanner Witt to his outside. In third place, we have Chris Jones. Chris is outside. We have Terrell Wheeler in that 43 car. Cody Sanderson will restart fifth, and Jonathan Wiley in sixth. Some interesting pit strategies here. Sean Merriman, the only car that elected to stay out that is on the lead lap. We're going to see if this strategy is going to pay off for that 18 car. Expect to see him a little bit slower on this restart than everyone else. As Merriman leads them into the restart zone, Merriman takes off, jumping out to an early lead. Terrell Wheeler trying to make a move for second. He tries low on Tanner Witt. Not going to pay off there, though. That's going to open up the door for Jonathan Wiley to get to Terrell's outside. Everyone jockeying for position. Tanner Witt catching right back up to that 18 car. Siren saying that 91 is up to 8. Yes, Steven Linger making some moves, trying to get here and be here up front at the end of this one. Chris Jones finding the outside wall there. Trouble for that 33 car. Cody Sanderson trying to get up front. He's challenging for the lead. He's going to go by Sean Merriman. Jonathan Wiley trying to follow suit. That low line getting developed here. Sanderson going to clear Merriman this time by Jonathan Wiley. Also going to try and clear Merriman. Caution. Caution is out. Looks like Scott Leonard involved in this one. We go back, take a look, and see what happened here. Scott Leonard in the 6 car. He catches the outside wall. Looks like he got slow there. Got a tap from Ben Johnson. And then the 13 of Ethan Straub going to come in and finish the job on Scott Leonard, sending him into the outside wall. We are going to step away for a quick commercial break.
From the track to the tech, Creative Castle keeps your code running as clean as your laps. We test real-world devices and digital platforms so your next release won't crash in turn one. At Creative Castle, we elevate your software with expert quality assurance and cross-platform testing. Whether it's native apps or networked hardware, we deliver precision-tested performance at scale. Behind every smooth app and smart device is a quiet castle. Creative Castle. We're the quality wizards and test knights who battle bugs and break bad code before it breaks your product. Creative Castle. Quality at full throttle. Your quest for quality ends here.
All right, and we are back, folks. Sean Merriman electing to head down pit road this time by. Vincent Isabella joins him. Ben Johnson, Stephen Linger, Dakota Dennis, Dave Nail, and Scott Leonard also heading down pit road. And Seth saying that was the funnest plate race he has ever done yesterday. Well, Seth, come on back, because next week in the ARCA series, we are headed right back to Talladega. Sean Merriman a little bit slow on pit road. Vincent. But our new leader is Cody Sanderson in that 5 car. Jonathan Wiley will restart second. Terrell Wheeler will restart third. I'm sorry. Tanner Witt will restart third. Terrell Wheeler will restart fourth. Preston Shepard rounding out your top 5. We've got Jared Harold entering the chat, rooting for Thomas Adams. Thomas Adams cracking the top 10 again tonight. Trying to work that pit strategy to get a good finish for that 64 car. Seth LaCroix with the stats update on the restrictor plate tracks. LaCroix struggling again, 2/12 at the restrictor plate tracks in the Cup Series. Once again, Seth, make sure you get off early next Monday so you can make another restrictor plate track for the ARCA Series and try and improve those stats, buddy. But the lights on the pace car are off. We are getting ready to go back green flag racing, as we have just passed halfway in this one. Cody Sanderson leading to the green flag this time by. All right, Seth saying he top 5 get single file here pretty quickly. Looking back in the pack though, Vincent Isabella looking to drive to the front. He's got Dakota Dennis to his inside. He's going to shut the door on Dakota. Dakota tries to make his way up to the front for the first time tonight. We've got a challenge for the lead. Jonathan Wiley trying to get to the inside of Cody Sanderson. Wiley not going to be able to make that inside line work for him. Tanner Witt now working on Jonathan for second. Allowing Cody Sanderson to open up a little bit of a gap here. Trouble, Sean Merriman into, I believe that was Dave Stinson, sending him up into Vincent Isabella. Isabella slow in the infield right now. We're going to go back, take a look here at what happened. It looks like it all kicked off with Sean Merriman making contact with Dave Stinson. We're going to ride along with Dakota Dennis through this one. He took some evasive maneuvers here. Dakota Dennis going through the grass to avoid that one. Keeps it straight. Great maneuvering by Dakota. And we will take one more look at it. Dave Stinson, Vincent Isabella, and Dave Nail all caught up in that one. That is our fourth caution of the night coming out here on lap 53. These pit stops have begun. Isabella is having a tough go over here tonight. That is the second incident that 79 car has been involved in. Even with 4 cautions, though, we still have everyone in this race. No cars out of it yet. Now looking up to our top 5, we have Cody Sanderson in first, Tanner Witt in second, Preston Shepard in third, Jonathan Wiley in fourth, Brandon McGraw rounding out your top 5. So some shakeups here at the front of the field. Our front runners from early on in the race, some varying pit strategies. They've had to try and race their way through the pack, and all of our front runners really been caught up in some incidents trying to get back to the front. We are doubled up, getting ready to go back green flag racing here. Cody Sanderson leading them to the green flag. The pace car is off as they come through the restart zone. Cody Sanderson late to the gas there. He takes off. Preston Shepard following close behind. Here comes Sean Merriman trying the inside. Jonathan Wiley going to jump down low as well. Cody Sanderson back out to the lead. Everyone too wide behind him. Take a look at Sean Merriman in that 18 car, working that low line, trying to get back up to the front. He dominated the first half of this race. We are going to crank it up. And we are back. Big thank you to our Creative Castle Crank It Up session. Cody Sanderson still in charge of this one, but Sean Merriman has now made his way up to second, looking to challenge for that lead now. Trouble back in the pack. Looks like Ben Johnson involved in that, as well as the 6 of Scott Leonard. Ben Johnson stuck on the inside. A lot of damage to that front end of that car. We are still green. Scott Leonard going through the grass. Scott Leonard coming to a rest as he tries to get that car under control. And now the caution will fly. I'm going to go back, take a look at that. Watch Ben Johnson in the CLR car. And Scott Leonard in that 6 car. looks like it all kicked off when Ben Johnson and Aaron Yancey made contact. Ben Johnson bouncing up high into Scott Leonard. And we will take a quick commercial break.
It's race day on iRacing. The grid is set. Engines are rumbling. The chat is buzzing. The anticipation is building. But before the green flag waves, you need a moment that gets hearts racing. Hoorah Flyovers delivers cinematic, custom airplane flyovers for your iRacing or esports event, bringing real-world energy to your virtual track. Add a patriotic punch to your pre-race show. Whether you're hosting a league championship, a memorial race, or just want to hype the crowd, Hoorah brings the thunder. Fully customizable, easy to book, stream ready, guaranteed to get your drivers and fans fired up. Because when the jets fly, everyone pays attention. Stand tall, fly loud, race proud. Hoorah! Visit Hoorah Flyovers on Discord or Facebook and bring the flyover experience to iRacing like never before.
All right, and we are back just in time for pit stops. Cody Sanderson leading them down pit road. Jonathan Wiley, Vincent Isabella, Terrell Wheeler, Dave Stinson, Dakota Dennis, Alan Martin, Thomas Adams, and Dave Nail all heading down pit road. Sean Merriman, Tanner Witt, Preston Shepard, Stephen Linger, and Ethan Straub all electing to stay out here. Well as Chris Jones and Ben Johnson going to stay out as well, even after being involved in that last incident. Cody Sanderson will win the race off pit road. So Sean Merriman back to the lead, Tanner Witt in second, Preston Shepard in third, Stephen Linger in fourth, and Ethan Straub rounding out your top five. All right, and we've been given the 1 to go signal from NORA. The lights on the pace car are out. They are doubling them back up. We're going to take a look at everyone's pit strategy before we head back green flag racing. Sean Merriman last pitted on lap 48. Tanner Witt on 42. They've already got almost 20 laps on this stint. Once again, our pit window is only 28 laps. So Tanner Witt will have to pit here pretty soon. Sean Merriman as well as Stephen Linger. At top 5, trying to stretch out this fuel run as long as they can. Does look like, though, everyone just needs one more pit stop to be able to make it to the end on this one. That is if we do not get overtime. We're seeing everyone get a little bit more aggressive as this race has gone on. Pace car is off as Sean Merriman leads them into the restart zone. Sean Merriman taking off. Green flag is out. Sean Merriman out to a strong lead Preston Shepard, though, looking to take over second place from Tanner Witt. And trouble back in the pack. Dave Stinson, Thomas Adams, Jonathan Wiley all caught up in that, bringing out our 6th caution of the night. More trouble on that restart. We're going to go back, take a look, see how this all started. Take one more look at it. Looks like the 13 of Ethan Straub made contact with Dakota Dennis to initiate that caution. Ethan Straub got into Dakota Dennis, then comes down, taking out the 4 of Jonathan Wiley. Dave Stinson also caught up in that, as well as Vincent Isabella. That might be the end of Vincent Isabella's night. Sean Merriman, Preston Shepard, Stephen Linger, and Cody Sanderson all staying out. Alan Martin, Dave Nail, and Chris Jones as well. We go to the race off of pit road. We are going to try and talk to Dakota Dennis and see what happened from his point of view there. Hey, Dakota, it's Austin up at the booth. You got me? Dakota, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me, buddy? Dakota, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, buddy. Loud and clear.
All right, there we are. Some technical difficulties there. Just wanted to touch base with you. What happened on that incident, buddy?
We went into the corner, and I called it out that he was blinking before the restart, and we took the green flag there, went into the corner, and it looks like he just sailed it high on it. And, I mean, we're coming with 25 to go here. I'm not going to give up position, and he just bumped into me and lost it from there.
All right, how's the car feel? Did you get any damage from that?
No, we're damage-free. We're great on fuel here. We probably could save enough here if we get a good green flag run, good on tires. We got a great car to hopefully bring us home to a podium.
All right, well, good luck, buddy. You're sitting in ninth. We're going to be looking for you to get up to the front, but we have just been given the 1-to-go signal from NORA, so we're going to send you back down to the track.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Once again, that was Dakota Dennis, driver of the 19 car. That all kicked off when Ethan Straub bounced off of him. Sounds like there was a little bit of a blinking issue with those guys. Scott Leonard entering the chat. Not thrilled with the 57 of Ben Johnson right now. Currently looking at the 79 of Vincent Isabella. That front end completely destroyed. No quick repair. That is going to be the end to his night. As the green flag is out, we are back racing with 30 to go. After those pit stops, some of these drivers, if they save enough fuel, they may be able to make it to the end if we stay green. Sean Merriman, though, gonna be short on fuel. He has not pitted since lap, I believe it was 48 for Sean Merriman. It's Cody Sanderson getting to the inside of Merriman. Sanderson to the lead. He's going to move up in front of that 18 car. Moving back down, letting Sean Merriman have the outside line. Merriman with a great run off of turn 4. Getting a little bit of help from that 52 of Preston Shepard as well. These guys battling for the lead. I believe it was Samuel Reed as well as Byron Day talking about Stephen Linger going to be up front at the end, and here he is in the top 5, running 4th at the moment as we come down to 27 to go. Cody Sanderson has taken over that lead from Sean Merriman. Tanner Witt trying the inside line as well. We've got some new faces here up front. Preston Shepard, Dave Nail making their way up to the front again. Some trouble there with Ben Johnson. Him and Dave Nail making contact, also sending Stephen Linger up into the outside wall. Linger made some hard contact with that wall. That may have knocked the toe out of that car. He's not giving up, though. He's going to try and race right back up to the front. All right. We are down to 25 to go, folks. Cody Sanderson in control of this one. Sean Merriman in second, but once again, Sean Merriman gonna have to pit again. We take a look at our pit strategy. Sean Merriman last pitted on lap 48. 28 green flag laps is the window for fuel. If we do get a late race caution, though, Sean Merriman may be in a good position, saving a set of tires for the very end, as he's trying to go low on Cody Sanderson. Sean Merriman back to the lead, getting a push from that 16 of Tanner Witt. Sean Merriman back in control of this one. They're lined up 2 by 2 behind him. You see Ben Johnson and Tanner Witt battling it out. Ben Johnson was right on Tanner's bumper. Is Dave Nail looking to go to the lead? He's to the outside of Sean Merriman. Sean Merriman keeping it very low. We haven't seen that out of the 18 car tonight. He's like that high line. He may be thinking about pitting here soon. Yes, he is. Sean Merriman going to come down pit road. Stephen Linger as well having to make a green flag pit stop. Yellow flag is out, though. Brandon McGraw sideways getting into pit road. Go back, take a look, see what happened with that 00 of Brandon McGraw. Looks like Brandon McGraw made contact with 33 of Chris Jones coming across Aaron Yancey's bumper. He ends up going sideways. Not a lot of damage, but Sean Merriman was already on pit road. I do believe he was able to get that car serviced. That's going to shake things up. Sean Merriman should be able to go back to the front here, as the rest of the field heading down pit road with the exception of Tanner Witt and Aaron Yancey. Once again, Tanner Witt last pitted on lap 68, as well as Aaron Yancey. Go back, take a look. It looks like Terrell Wheeler going to win the race off pit road here. Coming out in 6th. Steven Linger was pitting with Sean Merriman. He was able to get his car serviced as well. So Terrell just going to take a splash and go and win the race off pit road. He will be restarting in 4th. Our top 5 as it stands when the green flag drops will be Tanner Witt in 1st, Aaron Yancey in 2nd, Sean Merriman in 3rd, Terrell Wheeler in 4th, and Jonathan Wiley rounding out your top 5. Sitting back there in 6th, we have Thomas Adams in that 64 car, Chris Jones running 7th, Dave Nail, and 8th, Cody Sanderson. And Cody Sanderson in 9th, Ben Johnson rounding out your top 10. The lights on the pace car are out. We are going to go back green flag racing. It will be 20 to go when the green flag drops. Tanner Witt in control of this one. But he's got to deal with that 18 of Sean Merriman right behind him. Sean Merriman getting very lucky with that caution after he was already on pit road. Pace car is off. The green flag is in the starter's hands as they come to the restart zone. Tanner Witt driving through the restart zone, waiting for that green flag to drop. He takes off. Sean Merriman hot on his tail, though. Merriman's getting a little bit of a push from Jonathan Wiley in that 4 car. Tanner Witt tries to protect the bottom. Aaron Yancey dropping fast is Terrell Wheeler now going by him. Yancey back to 5th. And Sean Merriman to the inside of Tanner Witt. They make contact, but Sean Merriman going to take the lead back from Tanner Witt. As Aaron Yancey gets back alongside Terrell Wheeler on his outside. Jonathan Wiley looking to make a run for the lead. He tries that low line. He's underneath Tanner Witt. Not going to get a good run down the backstretch, though, for Jonathan Wiley. And look out, because here comes Thomas Adams. He's been quiet, hanging around in the back of the pack for most of the night. Even when his pit strategy allowed him to break the top 10, he would drop back pretty quickly, but he is hanging with it. Although he's going to come across Ben Johnson's nose. Thomas Adams in the outside wall. And it looks like he has some right front damage. A lot of right front damage for Thomas Adams. That's going to bring out our 8th caution of the night with 18 to go. Tough break for that 64 car. He was looking for a good finish here tonight. And we are going to step away for a quick commercial break.
FedUps, we don't care how it gets there, just that it eventually does. We use cutting-edge technology like guesswork, blind rage, and the occasional coin flip. Need help? Our customer service is standing by to put you on hold. Our drivers are trained professionals in rage quitting, road rage, and minor parkour. Have an issue? Hey, we delivered it, didn't we? At FedUp, we're not happy until you're not happy. Special instructions? I ignored it specifically. Signature required? We'll scribble something. Fragile? Let's test that theory. Customer service? Try screaming into the void. FedUp, we hate your package almost as much as you do.
FedUps is not responsible for damaged, late, lost, or completely incinerated packages. Batteries not included. Actually, nothing's included.
All right, and we are back. When the green flag drops, Sean Merriman will be your leader. Aaron Yancey will be restarting in 2nd. Jonathan Wiley in 3rd. Cody Sanderson in 4th. And Ben Johnson will round out your top 5. We look at everyone's pit strategy. Everyone should be able to make it from here on fuel. And as we wait for the 1 to go signal, we're going to get a quick interview with Thomas Adams. Hey, Thomas, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me, buddy?
I sure do. Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you. Tough break there. Looked like some massive right front damage to that car. What happened on that caution?
I thought I was clear. I didn't clear my spotter or whatever, and I came up and got into the 57 into the wall. Tough break.
Tough break. You were looking competitive there at the end. So
I felt like we had a fast car.
Yeah, it looked like y'all did. Tell me a little bit about this new paint scheme you're running.
The teammate and I just wanted the match tonight. You know, we went with the Reese's design. Nothing special behind it. just like Reese's, I guess.
All right, and I was going to ask about that. It sounded like you got a new teammate here in the ARCA series. We are glad to hear that, buddy.
Well, Dave and I have been a team since like probably the 4th or 5th race of the season.
Okay.
So we've been doing our thing together. Hopefully this don't take me out of the playoffs. I think I should be good, but ready for Dega next week.
All right, and I do believe you were locked in the playoffs, so good luck at Dega next week. We will be looking forward to that, buddy. Again, sorry about your luck tonight. We will see you back here next week, though.
Hey, thank you, Austin.
Thank you. Once again, that was Thomas Adams, driver of the 64 machine. He is done for the night. Tough break for Thomas Adams, but he is locked into the playoffs. We'll have a shot to compete for the championship, as we have been given the 1 to go signal. The lights on the pace car are off. They are doubling them back up. Sean Merriman will be in control of this one. We try and get our scoring tower fixed. Alan Martin is showing in first, but it should be Sean Merriman. All right, the pace car is off. The green flag is in the starter's hands. Sean Merriman leading them down to the restart zone. Green flag is out. Sean Merriman takes off, leaving the pack in his dust. Jonathan Wiley getting to the inside of Aaron Yancey, looking to take away second place. Aaron Yancey stuck on that high side. Everyone trying to go below him. Jonathan Wiley to second. Ben Johnson closing in on Aaron Yancey. We're going to keep an eye on Aaron Yancey. He needs a strong finish here to try and race his way into the playoffs the way the points sit. He's got to finish in front of the 43 of Terrell Wheeler, who I have spoken to behind the scenes. He is very determined to get a spot in the playoffs. He is the 12th car right now. Going to have to get around that 98, though, to lock up his spot in the playoffs. Aaron Yancey going high, making some contact with Cody Sanderson, that 5 car it looked like. Terrell Wheeler now to the outside of the 98 of Aaron Yancey. Battle is for 5th between these two. But this is a battle for the points. Terrell Wheeler going to have to back it off as they are 3 wide in front of him now. Get back at the leader. Sean Merriman still in the lead here. Trying to hold off that 57 of Ben Johnson. Go right back to this battle between Terrell Wheeler and Aaron Yancey. Terrell tried to go low, but Dave Nail is there. Aaron Yancey going to go by Nail on the outside. And back up to the front. Ben Johnson, Sean Merriman still. Ben Johnson's still on Sean Merriman's bumper, waiting for the right time to make his move. Jonathan Wiley trying to work that low side, though. Looking back to the points battle, Aaron Yancey now putting some distance between him and Terrell Wheeler. Got a couple of cars there in between those two as Aaron Yancey tries to pull away. Cody Sanderson not giving Aaron Yancey much room, though. Go back and take a look at the 43 of Terrell Wheeler. They're coming down to 9 to go. Jonathan Wiley now challenging for the lead. He's gotten to the inside of Ben Johnson on that low line. Wiley not getting the speed on the low line. He's going to drop back to 4th. Aaron Yancey in the outside wall. That's going to slow Yancey up. Give Terrell Wheeler a chance to get back to him. But they are 3 wide in front of Terrell. Dakota Dennis going to duck out of line in that 19 car, trying to get by Terrell Wheeler. The battle for the lead also heating up. Tanner Witt throwing his hat in the ring. Ben Johnson, Jonathan Wiley, and Cody Sanderson all trying to take over that second spot and make a run at the 18 as we are down to 7 to go. Dave Nail getting loose there. Very loose through turns 1 and 2 for that 21 car. He's going to lose a lot of positions. He does get it back under control, though. Go back to the front of the pack. Aaron Yancey still trying to keep that distance between him and Terrell Wheeler. Terrell Wheeler did get passed by Dakota Dennis in that 19 car. Now 6 to go. Oh, Ben Johnson gets into Sean Merriman, sending him into the outside wall. A lot of front-end damage to Sean Merriman, bringing out our 9th caution of the night with 6 to go. We're going to go back and take a look at this one. Looks like Ben Johnson trying to look to the outside of Sean Merriman, and he just gets to his back bumper, hits him the wrong way, and that turns Sean Merriman around, and I do believe that's going to end Sean Merriman's night. It looks like we've got Joseph Benson entering the chat now as well. Glad to have you here, buddy. How's that recruiter school going? Seth, I'm not going to touch that one, Seth. Well, I tell you what, that 57 has not made friends out here tonight. So our new leader after that is going to be Jonathan Wiley, Ben Johnson in 2nd, Tanner Witt in 3rd, Cody Sanderson in 4th, and Aaron Yancey rounding out your top 5. All right, buddy, going in early September to recruiter school. Want to wish you good luck, and we are looking forward to have you back in the NORA Cup Series next season. So, and it looks like Ben Johnson not making fans in the chat either. I do have to agree with you, Seth. That is tough luck for Sean Merriman. He may still have a quick repair available to him, but he will be dropped back to 13th. Joseph, we can make you the first half of the regular season champion. All right, we have been given the 1 to go signal from NORA. Lights on the pace car are out. They are doubled back up. It will be 2 to go when the green flag drops. Once again, Jonathan Wiley in first, Ben Johnson in second, Tanner Witt in third, Cody Sanderson in fourth, Aaron Yancey in fifth, Preston Shepard in sixth, Chris Jones back there in seventh, and Dakota Dennis in eighth. We get ready to go back racing. Joseph has his eyes set on a driver and team championship for that veterans racing team. Sounds like the pressure is on, Seth. All right, the pace car is off. Green flag is out. Jonathan Wiley taking off, getting the jump on Ben Johnson. Jonathan Wiley with a solid restart. Aaron Yancey did not get the restart he had hoped for there. Dropping back to 8th for the 98 cars. They are single file up front. Trouble back in the pack. That's going to bring out the yellow flag yet again. Unfortunately, Terrell Wheeler involved in that. Dave Nail, Brandon McGraw, Dave Stinson also included in that. That is going to hurt Terrell Wheeler's hopes to make the playoffs here. Thomas Adams rooting for Dave Stinson. We're going to go back, take a look, see what happened there. We were focused on the front. They're 3 wide back in the pack, though. Right as we try and get locked in to see what happened here. I've just been given word Terrell Wheeler has had to tow his car back to the pits. He's not going to be able to make it back to pit road under his own power. That will effectively end his race for the night. It looks like Dave Stinson just caught the outside wall, gets loose. Tough break for those guys. But we have some pit stops going on. Ben Johnson in the 57 car having to make his way down pit road. He is not going to be good on fuel as we get ready for overtime. Sean Merriman also heading down pit road. Dave Nail and Terrell Wheeler. I do believe Sean Merriman was caught up in that as well. Maybe some damage to that 18 car. All right, Seth saying if he can survive Atlanta, it is on. And Thomas, Atlanta is not the next cup race. The next cup race will be Charlotte, and then we have Atlanta. So we're kicking off the playoffs with a restrictor plate track. So, yes, the pressure is on, Seth. You just have to survive. We know how much you love the restrictor plate tracks, though. So Ben Johnson still sitting on pit road. Not sure why he's sitting here. Maybe taking full fuel. But Jonathan Wiley is our new leader. Cody Sanderson in second. Tanner Witt in third. Preston Shepard in fourth. Dakota Dennis in fifth. Steven Linger in sixth. Aaron Yancey in seventh. And Chris Jones back there in eighth. Bruce Lee Weaver, though, after some struggles early on, he was 2 laps down at the beginning of this race. Made his way back to the lead lap. Currently in ninth. And Joseph Truskowski rounding out your top 10. All right, guys, can you really have Rookie of the Year in the very first season of a league? And I've got to say, I do think Thomas Adams may be Rookie of the Year in the ARCA here, though. Yep. Very, very new to iRacing for Thomas Adams, but a very strong showing. He is currently sitting 6th in points. But back to our points race and the cutoff for the ARCA series. Bruce Lee Weaver, as well as Aaron Yancey, will both finish in front of Terrell Wheeler tonight, and that is going to end Terrell's hopes to make the playoffs here. He is sitting on pit road. But the pace car is getting ready to head off the track. We'll call you a rookie next year, Thomas. But the pace car is off. Jonathan Wiley leading them to the green flag. Wiley taken off, but Dakota Dennis looking very competitive on the inside. He gets underneath Steven Linger. They touch. Dakota Dennis very aggressive here at the end. Jonathan Wiley trying to hold off Cody Sanderson. Cody Sanderson going to go low. It looks like Cody Sanderson is going to clear Jonathan Wiley. White flag is out. Jonathan Wiley, I do believe, got in the back of Cody Sanderson going into the turn. Wiley back to the lead. Trouble back in the pack. Brandon McGraw in the outside wall. We're going to stay green. Jonathan Wiley leading them into turn 3. Cody Sanderson on his tail. Steven Linger trying to get the inside of Preston Shepard, but here comes Aaron Yancey. Aaron Yancey to third, but Jonathan Wiley going to take home the checkered flag tonight as he crosses the line. Cody Sanderson in second. Aaron Yancey in third. Tanner Witt in fourth. Dakota Dennis rounding out your top 5. And yes, Jeremy Schaefer, Thomas has made the playoffs. And yes, Aaron Yancey did send it in hard there. You know, he has got to be thinking about the points and making the playoffs. I'm going to go back and watch this move by Aaron Yancey. As they enter turns 3 and 4. Aaron Yancey sending it in hard. He slides up the track. Sending Steven Linger and Preston Shepard both up into the wall. We watch on the cooldown lap. You see Steven Linger not exactly happen with Aaron Yancey, and Preston Shepard looking to join the party as well. And Chelsea Wiley entering the chat, cheering on Jonathan Wiley. Glad to have you here, Chelsea. I don't think I've seen you in our chat before. We are going to get ready for our post-race interviews here. Once these drivers make their way into the Discord. All right, and Thomas Adams making the guarantee that Aaron's Dream Machine is going to victory lane next week. I tell you what, Talladega is the track to do it on. These drivers are making their way into the Discord now for their post-race interviews. We're going to start off the interviews with the 98 of Aaron Yancey. He came home third tonight. Aaron, it's Austin up the booth. You got me?
I got you loud and clear.
All right. I have got to ask. Tell me about that late race move going into turn 3.
I don't even know what happened, and I can't even remember it. All I can remember was, oh my gosh, I'm thirsty, and we're almost done.
All right. You definitely look thirsty. So very aggressive move. You sent it in there hard, slid up the track. You got into Steven Linger as well as Preston Shepard. It looked like they weren't too happy with you on the cooldown lap.
I don't think they were.
We're just gonna leave it at that.
I saw that white flag, and I said, I gotta keep this pedal down, and anybody who gets in my way is unfortunately in my way.
All right. So, and I would just like to point out, you are currently sitting 14th in points. Coming into this one, 12 points back from the cutoff. Terrell Wheeler, a late race incident took him out of the race, and Bruce Lee Weaver coming home in 11th. Were the points on your mind when that white flag came out?
Honestly, not, because I did check before the race, and I said, okay, I'm in 14th. We'll just see what we can do. I did miss a couple, sometimes some things come up. So I was like, I'm not going to try too hard. But I don't know. I saw that white flag come out, and I said, all right, I'm in a good position. I mean, I did fall back a lap or two mid-race. So I was like, well, I don't even think I'll get the laps back. And somehow I kept getting lucky dogs. So I was like, all right, I'll keep going. But now, I don't even know where I stand in the points. I'm just happy to be here.
All right. So, I do believe with that finish, that will put you above the cutoff line. We're going to have to wait for the points to get updated in Sim Racer Hub, but we will be keeping a close eye on that. But anyone you want to shout out, we've got Yancey Motorsports in the chat cheering you on. Anyone you
Yeah,
want to shout
everybody
out
at
before we
Yates
let you out of here?
Motorsports. Everybody at Yates Motorsports, mom and dad, anybody and everybody who in my apartment building who just heard me screaming. It's been a great night.
All right. Well, sounds like, the police may be coming to your house or your apartment for a noise complaint here. Um, but we'll let you go kick off the celebration. I believe this was your first podium this season as well, wasn't it?
I think so.
All
I'll
right.
take it.
Yep. Well, congratulations on that, buddy. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Once again, that was Aaron Yancey, driver of the 98 machine, coming home in third after a very aggressive move. We're going to move on to the 5 of Cody Sanderson. He came home in second tonight. Cody, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
I got you, man. What's going on?
What's going on? Back again, another podium finish for that 5 car. Take me through that last restart.
I was talking to Wiley in Discord, and I told him, man, just stay calm, hit your marks. You got the faster car right now. And I told him just to use the dirty air on me, but I wasn't going to take it easy on him. It was kind of make him earn it kind of thing. And he did. He did awesome. I got a really good run going into 1 and popped him and checked up more than I wanted to let us both kind of gather it up. I'd rather lift and both of us not even finish in the top 5. So lifted, let him gather it up. I used the run on the bottom, got around him, and I knew a hit was coming going in on entry. And once he popped me, and he had, like I said, he had a faster car anyways. He earned every bit of that the way he drove tonight. But I did everything I could do to get around him, cleared him, and then he got a really good run, popped me going to the next corner, and made my car push up, and then he just took off. I was proud of him, but I'm still happy I'll finish second to Wiley any night. I'm happy with it.
All right. So, sounds like some teamwork going on there, but at the end, all the gloves come off.
Oh yeah. I told him, don't just do whatever you would normally do on a restart. Let's not. I don't want anything easy, and I damn sure I'm not going to give it to you easy. I was going to make him earn it, and I'm proud of him, man. He did. He's gotten so much better in these asphalt cars. It makes me happy.
All right. Well, we appreciate that. Love to hear the teamwork and going on between y'all. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you get on out of here?
Terrell, my wife, for watching these kiddos. Wiley for not hitting me any harder than he did. And you for doing another awesome broadcast for everybody.
All right. We appreciate it. Congratulations again on a second place finish. Have a good night, buddy.
Hey, you too, man.
Thank you. Once again, that was Cody Sanderson, driver of the 5 car, coming home second tonight. We're going to move on to our race winner, Jonathan Wiley, coming home in first. Jonathan, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, buddy, I got you.
All right. I think it's been a while since you've been up in the booth. How does it feel to be back?
It feels good. It feels good. I was telling Cody before we got pulled apart for these interviews that that's the most fun race that I've had on here since I've had iRacing by far. Added all the dirt races that we've ran and won and championships that we've won and stuff. That was the most fun race I've ever had.
All right, it definitely looked fun. Take me through that last. Well, first I want to know about the caution leading up to that last restart. You did have Ben Johnson to your outside, and then he had to go down pit road. I'm not sure what happened with him. What were your thoughts when you had Ben Johnson to your outside?
I don't know. I remember we were running just pretty hard there, and whenever I got it, I fell to third or fourth. I don't remember, or I was restarted there and was just kind of following them around for a little bit, and then I don't know who they tangled up with, but I know the 2 or 3 cars that were up in the very front crashed outside of me, and that's the last I knew of it.
Okay, I knew he had some tangle ups with a couple of drivers tonight. Saw his tangle up with Sean Merriman. We also had another driver in the chat voicing a little bit of displeasure there as well. So wanted to know if you were worried about that and what it felt like when you saw him head down pit road. But
I didn't have any issues with him myself. I wasn't around. We weren't around each other a lot to race around each other anyway, really. But whenever we were, I wasn't around him. But there was a bunch of guys that were kind of chirping at him a little bit. I don't even know where he finished, honestly. I don't know what happened.
All right. Well, Now that we've addressed that, let's talk about take me through that last restart battling out with Cody.
I don't know. He was telling me that I was good, hit my marks, just run it and be smart, and not to cut him any slack. And I was like, all right, whatever. We'll race each other clean. And then tried to cut his air off, and he popped me, and he checked up a lot. Otherwise, if I would have went around, and then coming around, I seen Terrell down there, and I figured if I can get a good enough run to give him a bump and run, and he couldn't cut down with Terrell right there, and I could kind of clear him and split him and hope for the best, and it worked perfect.
All right. And it looked like y'all were giving each other some love taps there on the cooldown lap as well.
Yeah.
So, but congratulations again, buddy. I believe, is this your first win this season?
It's my first win this season, yeah.
All right, congratulations, and what better time to win than the last race of the regular season? Anyone you want to shout out before we let you start the celebration, though?
Yeah, Cody was racing me clean. We was bumping and rubbing a little bit, but other than that, I mean, if that was anybody else, we'd have wrecked each other. But we was just racing hard, hitting our marks. We've been strategizing a lot, trying different things, and we got first and third in another league a couple days ago, and now we got first and second in this one. So I think we're kind of getting the ball rolling with some good momentum.
All right.
But yeah,
Well,
you guys for the broadcast, and then Terrell for helping us get this thing going, and all these guys that keep on sticking around every week.
all right. We appreciate it, buddy. Congratulations again. Have a good night.
All right, thanks, man.
Thank you. Once again, that was Jonathan Wiley taking home the win here tonight, putting that 4-car in victory lane. We're going to go ahead and run through our official results. Once they get pulled up here. And once again, we had Jonathan Wiley taking home the win. Cody Sanderson in second. Aaron Yancey finishes third after a very aggressive move, trying to race his way into the playoffs. Tanner Witt in fourth. Dakota Dennis finishes fifth. In sixth, we had Sean Merriman recovering after his tangle up with Ben Johnson to climb his way back up to sixth after having to get some damage repaired. Preston Shepard finishes seventh. Chris Jones finishes eighth. Joseph Truskowski comes home in ninth. Ben Johnson finishes 10th. Bruce Lee Weaver comes home 11th. Dave Nail finishes 12th. Stephen Linger in 13th. Dave Stinson in 14th. In 15th, we had Terrell Wheeler 2 laps down. Tough break for him. I know he was trying to race his way into the playoffs, and unfortunately that 15th place finish probably not going to get it done for him. In 16th, we have Brandon McGraw. Alan Martin finishes 17th. Thomas Adams in 18th after some late race trouble. Ethan Straub finishes in 19th. Vincent Isabella comes home 20th. And rounding out your field in 21st, we had Scott Leonard. Once again, I would like to thank everyone for tuning in. Make sure you guys come back next week. We will be live next Sunday with the National Outlaw Racing Association Cup Series live from Charlotte for 130 laps. And then right after that, next Monday, we will be right back here with the ARCA Series from Talladega competing for 60 laps. So some more restrictor plate racing for you guys. And once again, I would just like to remind everyone, starting on September 17th, we will be bringing a new league to the Rebel Racing Network. That is the Third Coast Racing Xfinity Series. They are kicking off their recruitment races this Wednesday. If you are interested, or make sure you tune in for that. If you are interested in driving that, please reach out to Dakota Dennis or Marcus Castle. And we will have the Discord posted on our YouTube as well. But once again, I would like to thank everyone for tuning in. Don't forget to hit like, follow, subscribe. Head over to our Facebook. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. We are still trying to get up to 100 viewers so we can bring these broadcasts live to Facebook as well as YouTube. Until next week, everyone have a good night, and we will see you back here on Sunday.